Saturday mornings, live stroll Azra. If I sound tired, not going to say if I look tired because you won't see me. You could see me, but you don't want to concentrate on Azra. If you if I sound tired, it'll be because I stayed up most of the night watching football. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. Morning. Come on, come on. Yeah, we had the USA versus Australia game last night, which I thought was going to be a fantastic game. And for an American, it obviously was. But for a neutral, it was a real letdown. I thought I was expecting a good open end-to-end match, and no, it was pretty appalling, quite frankly. So that was a shame. But then I said to Julia, right, get an hour for the Scotland Morocco game, which I did. Got up for that, and they were 1-0 down. Wasn't it within about a couple of minutes, something like that? And I thought, oh, I can't be bothered with this. You could see how it was going to go very early on. So I thought I'll go back to bed. Got a couple of hours, and then I got back up just before 1:30 to watch the Brazil-Haiti game. With all the travelling we've got to do this weekend, I thought, I just need to go back to bed, which is what I did do. And I was literally just watched a little bit of the Paraguay-Turkey game, which is actually on at the moment. So I'm pretty pumped this morning. Thanks for that. Hi to Timony. How you doing this morning? Yeah, she's a good girl. We're actually all going on a little weekend vacation this weekend. So it's quite nice that they can come as well. It does add to obviously what you can and can't do when you've got the dogs with you. But we've got a reasonably good plan, I think, as to what we're going to do. So you never know. Plans change, but we have something in place. If you would like to like and subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. So, yes, please. Where are you watching from as well? Are you sort of UK based, or are you further afield? Interested to know as well. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. The channel has been gradually getting bigger. We've got a little challenge in place. If we get to 2,000 subscribers, either before September, October this year, or before June next year, so we've got 2 goes at this. I will go on the either the Starflyer or the Slingshot Icon Park in Orlando. We've got 2 trips coming up. So, yes, more for me, but things you do for your channel. The challenge is there. The little video is on the channel as well if you want to watch that. In the USA, okay, amazing. We have these little games, these geography games from time to time. Tell me what time it is where you are, and I'll try and guess approximately where you are. Can't always do 100%, but I'll give it a good go. So if you're up for that, let me know what time it is where you are, and we'll see. Have you been to any of the World Cup games? Are you even interested? I know soccer is not sort of high on American sport, but it's what I was just talking about. I've been watching sort of the different games throughout the night. And of course, it must be the reverse, of course, when the games are on here, for example. I think sort of the Premiership games, if they kick off at 3 o'clock, depending on where you are, for example, that's got to be sort of 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night in the US. That's the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Obviously, the lunchtime one's probably a bit better, but the Monday night football, for example, that must be the early hours of the morning. So yeah, it's yeah, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it, with time zones and stuff like that around the world. She is a cross between a Labrador and a Beagle. So Labrador size, Beagle colour. So yeah, not a complete Beagle, not a complete Labrador, bit of a mix. Just show you very quickly, sun coming up down there. Beautiful. Got to be a bit careful because we've got cars standing in the main road. Obviously, it's very early in the morning here in the UK. 5 AM here in the United Kingdom. Hi to Julita, how are you? Good to have you on the channel. If you want to play the geography game, tell me what time it is where you are, and I will try and guess approximately where you are in the world. As long as it's not the UK, because the UK is easy, isn't it? Really, only one time zone. I will warn you guys, with the last few weekends, it's been a bit of a crazy lady over the field where we're heading. And we're about the right time. If we're going to see her, we might see her now. Can't control seeing her and be what she says. She's a bit of a nutter. So if I see her and I can warn you in time, I certainly shall. Cute kangaroo. She does get a little bit jumpy at times, actually, but she no kangaroo. Especially when she starts playing with her octopus or one of her other toys. She's like Bambi on ice. Right, I almost swore then, guys. Got some of my two dogs up here. Painting my derriere. But I do see this woman every morning. Or started to anyway. Good morning. Come on, come on. Come on, Azra, lead them. Down to the loo. Okie dokie. Azra just sorting herself out. Come on, go lead on. Let's go. No, they certainly don't. I wonder if there must be some at some of the zoos, I suppose, in the UK, I guess. But they're certainly not wild. I don't know about kangaroos, right? They look really, really cute. But I understand they can be a bit aggressive. Um, I don't know enough about them to sort of have a sensible conversation, but if there's anyone who does know, be interesting to know what you think. But I've heard they can be a little bit aggressive at times. Don't know. I think a koala bear, they're the sort of cute things, aren't they? Cute little teddy bear. I'd have one of them. Right, Azra, lead on, come on. Good girl. Very, very wet underfoot again, guys. These poor trainers, I only wear, literally I wear them, I hang them up on the door handles to dry, and I put them back on again. They're almost becoming my dog walking trainers. So has anyone else been watching any of the World Cup, either overnight or generally? I think I can honestly say I've pretty much seen something of every game. Maybe can't say I've sat there and watched them all, but seen bits of every match. Some of the times they're on in the UK are just horrendous, that's the problem. Come on, Ezra. Literally overnight we had an 11 o'clock kickoff, half one kickoff, and a 4 o'clock AM kickoff. So, yes, not ideal. And Scotland have been really unlucky with their times. They've had both times, I think, 2 o'clock AM kickoffs in the UK stroke Scotland. So, well, the UK is Scotland, isn't it? United Kingdom. But that's a rubbish time. To be honest, England have been quite lucky so far. It was 9 o'clock the other night. I think it's 9 o'clock on, I think it's Tuesday. And then I think it's 10 o'clock at the weekend, I believe. Which isn't that bad. More manageable, shall we say. Okay, so we've got the sun rising just over there. Bit more cloud cover this morning, actually. Yesterday morning, if you were with me, we had lovely blue skies. It is supposed to be a really hot weekend. Cooler where we're going on the coast, but still gonna be warm enough. And in a way, I'm glad it's not going to be super hot where we're going because it was too much for the dogs, and we literally will have the dogs with us the whole time. Wherever we go, they will be going too. So yeah, we've got to be a bit careful, especially with Ralph. Azra's not so bad. She's used to the sort of the longer sort of strolls, as it were. But Ralphie, whilst he's not the best around people, he's obviously getting a lot slower as well. Actually, just have to pick him up, won't she? So I think with everything going on, there's quite a lot going on where we're going this weekend. Hopefully, there'll be enough to keep him entertained. All right, we'll just get rid of Azra's stuff. So if I'm going to see this crazy lady, guys, it's going to be around this area, and this is where I'm a bit apprehensive, a bit of anxiety because it's there's no get out jail card for here. It's almost a single track. So if I see her, we'll wait and see. Astra, come on. Let Astra go first. She's a tough one. So we were very, very lucky with our strolls that we have locally. Go on, William. There is a new one I do want to take you on at some stage. Weather permitting, maybe we'll do it next weekend. Obviously, this weekend we're at the mystery location where there will be a live around this time tomorrow. I don't know exactly. If you've hit the like and subscribe and the bell, you'll know. But I reckon it's going to be between 5 and 6 a.m. UK time, because it is supposed to be warmer tomorrow than it is today. So might be an idea to get out nice and early before any shenanigans. At least I won't have to worry about crazy people tomorrow, hopefully. You never know. Have I missed anything? No, I haven't. Actually. We were having kangaroo talk the last time. If there's any chat on the thing, and that's still the same. Just joining up. Welcome. Good morning. Azra is leading the way. She is the star of the show. I just narrate for her. We're out on our normal morning live stroll. We do this 5 out of 7 days a week. Tomorrow, though, we are at a mystery location. So, if you like and subscribe, hit the old bell. You will know when we're on, and we can enjoy it together. I'm excited, guys, for it. The last time I was there, it wasn't the best weather, and as such, it sounded awful when I've actually watched stuff back, which I do. You couldn't really hear me. It was that bad. Anyway, don't want to give too much away. Just like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. Right. So this is when the apprehension and the anxiety dissipates. When now I can see exactly what's going on from here to the other side of the field, and then we cut back across anyway. So I don't think we're going to be unlucky enough to see our friend. She might even have got some help, because there was quite a lot of chat on the local Facebook group last weekend when we had the the latest incident. And genuinely, I said it before, I'll say it again. She just needs help, and I hope she gets that help, because that ultimately is what it's about. You know, I jest about it because it's a defence mechanism that you sometimes have to jest about things. But it wouldn't be nice if it happened to an elderly, vulnerable person, or a child who she was shouting at and abusing. You know, and I think 3 or 4 more times last weekend, after the incident with me, she abused someone, and one young girl was quite upset. So yeah, I didn't want to report it because I did it about sort of 3 or 4 weeks prior, and never heard anything. And I thought, it's just a waste of time. You just it's just an admin tick box exercise. But people sort of said, you've got to, because obviously it's got to be documented, and hopefully she then sort of eventually gets help she needs. And I did it, but it's just a waste of time, in my opinion. In fact, someone else on the group actually did a couple of reportings for me, actually. So appreciate that. Right, we cut back across the field. Right, go on, Ezra, lead on. There is a path here eventually, guys. I just didn't want to get soaked going through it. Here we go. Azra, good girl on the path. So if you've been with me before, you'll sort of know the general direction now. We're heading diagonally across the field, which takes us to the main A10, which then we cross over, and we're sort of back into our village. We then sort of meander our way down the long road back to the high street. We do go into a fourth and final field, and we sort of go back through the science park, the spine of the science park. So we'll probably be together, what we now? We'll probably be together for about another 15, 20 minutes, guys, I reckon. So if you're enjoying the stroll, stick with it. If you're really enjoying it, hit the like and subscribe, and the bell, of course, if you haven't already. I thought they'd cut some of the path. They'd done it on the main one, but they don't look like they've done this actually. It's quite long. This obviously gets trodden down, what we're walking on, but to the right, you've obviously got these. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but some of these are quite tall. I haven't seen a train this morning. That's annoying. Azra likes her trains. That's another stroll we're going to start doing, I think, once a month as well. Railway Club, where we walk to a train station, jump on the train for a stop, and then come back round. When it's a bit cooler, we might go a couple of stops, but it is quite a long stroll back. So I don't know how Azra would react to it. So yeah, that will need to be thought out a bit more, just in case we need a lift. Anyway, that is for another Sunday of Railway Club. We've done it a couple of times, and she really enjoyed it. The first time I was really worried. Second time I was less so, but the second time was worse than the first time because the train we did the first time we did it was a bank holiday. The second time was just a normal day, and it was the first train out of Cambridge. And yeah, there were quite a few sleepy drunk people on the train. Just touching on that very quickly, guys. I don't know, sort of where people are watching from necessarily at this particular moment and your age demographic, but a real shock last night hearing about the two trains colliding near Bedford, actually near the new Universal UK site. That's sort of how they described the location. Yeah, something that hasn't happened apparently in the UK since the 1990s. So it's not a common thing. I haven't read any more this morning, but they were blaming it on a signal problem and not a driver issue per se. But unfortunately, the driver died. And that was sort of came out quite late last night. And I sort of said to Julia when I saw the pictures, if there's going to be any deaths, it's going to be the driver because it looked pretty horrendous, to be fair. So you don't know, you'll never know now the circumstances and everything else, unfortunately, because of the fatality. And I think that's a real shame. They've got to rely on CCTV, black boxes, all that sort of stuff. But you just feel for you feel for everyone's families, but you feel especially sorry for the driver's family. You know, you go to work to earn a living for your family, don't you? You know, you don't expect to go to work and not come home. And yeah, very, very sad. Very, very sad. So, you know, I think there are certain jobs and vocations that do come with an element of risk. I actually don't think being a train driver is probably one of them. Not like that. You know, you might have the unfortunate scenario of something on the track, whether it be human or animal. And of course, that's horrendous enough. And there's been documentaries on drivers, and you never get over that. And I can understand that. And the lorry drivers are the same from that point of view, they say. And you never quite get over that. But to go to work and not come back from work, it's awful. Absolutely awful. Anyway, let's be a bit more upbeat. Our channel is an upbeat channel. But I did think it was worth just talking about that briefly because it's a respect thing more than anything else. Yeah. Now we're coming up to Ashra's horsey friends. Whether they'll be close this morning, who knows? I hope so, because sort of Azra does occasionally have a little look and a little what are these? The horses are more interested than she's interested in them. Right, so it's right here. So when we get to the fence, you will see it. First time in ages that's happened. He or she is looking up. Here we go. There we go. Azra's not even looking. She's not even interested. Ah, well, to be fair, nor are you. You're just you're both having a bit of grass, aren't you? Right, come on, let's go. Good morning to everyone joining up. Welcome. If you're new here, do like and subscribe. We are out on one of our 5 lives we do a week around this time. Sundays are a bit later normally, to be fair. This is Azra leading the way. She's the star of the show. I'll just narrate for her. She's known as the crazy dog. You don't often see it, guys, when we're out on a stroll. This is a bit of a nutter. Oh, lead on. So James and I've got to leave at 7 o'clock this morning. Not a minute later. We've got to literally nip to Tesco's. I've got to go and just do a couple of chores. And I've got to pick Mum up at 7:45. Get them both across to the hairdressers. Hopefully be home by 9. Julie will be right ready to go. She assures me. And then we'll be on our merry way. And then we've probably got traffic permitting an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. Unless we get some problems with the traffic. I will try and document a little bit as we go. Who knows? Who knows what we'll see? And the dogs are coming as well, as I was saying earlier on into the stroll as well. So again, very much dictated to as to what we can do, when we can do it, when we've got the dogs with us as well. So coming up on the left is our 4th and final field that we negotiate. It's usually where we see the rabbits, and already I can see them. Lots of them. All moving now. And it looks like, guys, we've picked up a couple of subscribers along the way this morning. So fantastic. We just seem to be having really, really good weeks now with subscribers. The viewing hours will look after themselves the more subscribers we get. So yeah, it's hard work when you're trying to grow a channel. And any sort of young YouTuber aspirer, I would always say that to you, that don't give up. You know, if first you don't succeed, you know, my channel, I must have adapted at least 2 or 3 times to what I originally sort of thought it was going to be, but kept it at its core. Obviously about our lives and holidays and adventures and stuff like that, but you sort of can do other stuff around that. So yeah, it's hard work, and you know, I only really spend 1 day a week now, really, with the material side of it, getting the material together, getting it all on the channel. The lives, obviously, I'm doing 5 out of 7 days, but lives is not a lot of maintenance, is the point I'm making to you. lives is just coming on, chatting with you guys, chatting rubbish maybe, chatting some common sense sometimes. Who knows? People seem to like it. I'm doing something right. But oh, she's got a stick. Yeah, that's the craziness coming in. Right, should we see if we want to throw it, guys? Do you want to throw it? Uh, Drop it. Good girl. We'll throw it. Right, ready? It's not a very big stick. Oh, no. How can you know? How can you miss it? She's nuts. She's nuts. If you've been with me for a while, guys, you know I never let her off the lead, especially when I'm by myself. If I had Julie with me in this very field, probably would let her off. We have done it a couple of times before, but it's a lot of ag, and her recall, even now, isn't brilliant. I think if I had treats in my pocket and I was rattling them and stuff like that, she'd probably be all right, but I don't want to risk it. I ain't as fit as I used to be to chase the dog around the village, guys. Sounds like a horse coming up behind me. It really does. I was talking to you about this platform that they seem to be building. I've absolutely no idea what it's for. I honestly have got no idea. There's no signs up, nothing. I've no idea. There's some sort of pipe work here. I think, looking at it now and I'm seeing it, this is a foundation for a new building. Maybe another sort of something to do with the scouts here. That's the only thing I can put it down to. Because this is pipe work, I reckon, for toilets and water generally. Don't know. That's what it looks like to me now. I'm now seeing it. Ruins my view of the football pitch. Look at it. I mean, when it's built, it's completely, you can't even see the football pitch once it will be built. Ridiculous. Good girl. But of course, they had to do it in that little area because there was a football pitch there, of course. So, anyway, I'm not one for saying the youngsters haven't got places to go to because there'll be another place there for them hopefully to go to. There isn't a lot of places in the village for youngsters to go to be fair. So that is always the way with the smaller villages. The towns perhaps have got a little bit more. Don't know. I don't think kids like going to these sort of, or older kids like going to these social clubs and stuff like that because they don't want the controlling adult, do they? They just want to do their own thing. Anyway, we are gonna. That car is way in the distance there on the corner. We do a left there, which takes us into the science park, or takes us towards the science park, not into the science park. And then we'll be moving into the sort of final stint of the stroll. I've enjoyed it this morning. It always helps not seeing our crazy lady friend. So that sort of ruined my mood, to be honest with you. The first time it really put me on my back foot. When it happened last weekend, if you were with me, you'll know I laughed it off, but it does get you a little bit actually. Because you shouldn't get it. You shouldn't get it any time. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, you definitely don't need it. Okay, so I'm making the turn, heading towards the science park. I don't know whether we've got a problem this morning, guys, with the live, so I don't know if it's still working or not working. All of a sudden, it's all dropped, and I can't see it on my other phone, which I usually can, so yeah. We've obviously been on for a period of time because we were chatting with people, so, and up until probably a minute or so ago, we had people on, so yeah. Come on, Azra, leave them alone. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap it up there because I think there is a problem with the live this morning, so we're going to call it a day. Have a great Saturday. Remember the mystery location tomorrow. Have a good one.